The importance of marriage in Islam is highlighted by many of the great ahadith mubarakah. Al-Qadriyyah has mentioned that Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu anhu narrates that Ya ma'ashar shabab, O youth, any one of you who has the ability to establish relationships, he must get married, because فَإِنَّهُ أَغَضُّ لِلْبَصَرِ, this is the most effective in lowering the gaze and also most protective for the private parts. And when it comes to marrying, Al-Qadriyyah advised the Sahaba Kiram that get a wife which will help you in the matter of akhirah, meaning that she would be learned and she would be practicing and she would help you practice Islam as well. Hadith Pak mentions that man tazawwaja faqad ahraza shatra dinihi, that somebody who marries, he has protected half of his deen, and for the other half he should fear Almighty. So simply by marrying, one can protect half of his deen, and the other half also becomes easier to protect if you have a wife who is learnt about Islam and who will help you practice Islam. Marriage is so much important in Islam and so much emphasized that Sahaba Kiram used to say, the likes of Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Mas'ud used to say that even if only one day of my life is left, لَوْ لَمْ يَبْقِ مِنْ عُمْرِي إِلَّا يَوْمًا, if there was only one day left in my life, then I would love to have wedded in that one day, subhanallah. Because they used to say that we do not want to meet Allah in a state where we would be unwedded. So they used to consider this as ultimate duty of a believer and ibadah as well. So when you get married Islamically and you establish relationship through legitimate sources under the guidance of the laws of Islam, that becomes an ibadah. And there are many benefits of nikah as well. Very first of that is that you act upon the sunnah of Al-Qadriyyah, that in Hadith Pak Al-Qadriyyah has mentioned that an-nikah min sunnati, the nikah is my sunnah. وَمَنْ رَغِبَ عَنْ سُنَّتِي فَلَيْسَ مِنِّي, someone who turns away from my sunnah, then that person will not have any relationship with me. And another benefit is that this becomes a reason for getting pious progeny. If the progeny is raised in the light of the principles of Islam, then that will become the reason for the maghfirat of this individual. And even after he departs from this dunya, he will keep getting the reward of the amal that his children will keep performing in the dunya. And thirdly, this becomes the reason for the increase in the ummah of Al-Qadriyyah, something that will please Al-Qadriyyah in the hereafter. He mentioned that I will express pleasure and pride because of your kasrat, your abundance compared to other ummahs on the day of judgment, subhanallah. Additionally, one gets the ability to defeat the shaitan, because shaitan keeps misguiding the individual to commit adultery and haram act by looking at stranger women. But by doing this, by doing nikah and by coming into the fold of a legitimate wedding, you protect your iman and you will be able to stay away from all of those haram acts. In our days and times, the filth is spread around. The fitna of nazar is the greatest. It's becoming increasingly difficult to protect your eyesight. And Hadith Pak has mentioned that I have not left a greater trial and fitna test for my ummah greater than the women. So it's very important that we protect our eyesight, our gaze. One of the ways of doing that is through getting married.